If there's one thing people most often misunderstand about Buddhism, it's this. They assume Buddhism is only for those who can sit still. But look a little closer. Some people don't meditate much, and yet they live very meditatively. Some people sit for hours, and their minds still run like the wind. And there's an image I believe you'll feel within the first 30 seconds. 19 monks walking across America. No banners, no arguments, no confrontation, just walking, as if each step were a vow. They call it walk for peace, but it's more than a journey on a road. It reminds us of something simple. Peace isn't found in the posture you hold, but in the way you live. Sometimes, to understand meditation, all you have to do is watch someone walk with true mindfulness. Buddhism is often seen as the religion of meditation, but if you ask a Buddhist friend, "Do you meditate?" they may answer honestly, "No, not much. I don't meditate regularly." So the real questions are, do all Buddhists meditate? And do you need to be a Buddhist in order to meditate? To answer that, we have to return to something basic. What does Buddhist actually mean? A Buddhist isn't simply someone born into a Buddhist family, not just someone who visits a temple on full moon days. A Buddhist is someone who follows the path of the Buddha, or at least sincerely tries to. And that path doesn't begin with sitting for a long time. It begins with living in a way that makes the heart feel lighter. Many people picture meditation as this, sitting in a quiet place, legs crossed, eyes closed, focusing on the breath. That can be true, but it's not the whole truth. Meditation can be practiced while sitting, lying down, walking, or standing. You don't have to close your eyes, and you don't have to leave life behind in order to meditate. This is where Walk for Peace becomes such a powerful example. Meditation doesn't only happen in a silent room. It can happen on a long road, in cold wind, in traffic noise, among unfamiliar faces, in the middle of days that are far from perfect. Sometimes peace doesn't come from stopping. Sometimes it comes from learning how to walk correctly. In Buddhist teachings, there are 3 core trainings, 3 great foundations a practitioner cultivates. Sila, virtue or ethical conduct. Samadhi, concentration, stillness, collectedness of mind. Prajna, wisdom. If someone is practicing these 3, even if they never call themselves a Buddhist, they are walking the path the Buddha taught. And just like Walk for Peace, they don't need to talk loudly about peace. They simply live in a way that allows peace to be present. Sila is the foundation. In Buddhist life, virtue is often expressed through the 5 precepts. Not killing, not stealing, not engaging in sexual misconduct, not lying, not using intoxicants. This isn't a list meant to scare you. It's a list meant to make you lighter. Because the Buddha taught something very clear. The purpose of living ethically is to avoid regret. A monk once asked the Buddha, "What is the purpose of living virtuously?" And the answer goes straight to the heart. To avoid regret in your life. Look more deeply. If we break these precepts, if we harm, take what isn't given, misuse desire, lie, or intoxicate the mind, sooner or later, the heart will know. The mind will know. And our own conscience becomes the judge that stays with us the longest. Regret is like a small stone in your shoe. You can still walk, but every step hurts. Every step steals your peace. Walk for Peace doesn't teach us to go far just to become good. It quietly reminds us, if you want to walk a long road, don't carry stones in your heart. If you want peace, begin by living in a way that doesn't haunt you at night. Virtue, in that sense, is a kind of freedom. Freedom from the wounds we create ourselves. Freedom from the feeling that we have to hide from our own conscience. Simply put, discipline of body, speech, and mind is how we protect our peace. Samadhi is the training of stillness, the ability to settle, to gather the mind, to remain steady. Many people think samadhi is only sitting meditation, but it's actually the broader process of calming the mind through many ways. Mindfulness of breathing, mindfulness in daily actions, doing wholesome deeds that brighten the heart, letting go so the inner weight becomes lighter. Sitting meditation is one part of it. You sit down, find a quiet space, close your eyes, and begin to watch the mind as it moves. At first, it's loud, very loud. But if you stay patient, the mind gradually settles, and when it settles, you begin to hear what the noise was covering. Beneath all restlessness, there is still a place you can return to. Walk for Peace is a living picture of samadhi. Each step is a practice of collecting the mind. You don't have to be on a cushion to cultivate concentration. Sometimes, concentration is simply walking without dragging the past behind you, without throwing your heart into the future, without letting every opinion or harsh word tear you apart. Mindfulness isn't only knowing you are breathing. Mindfulness also means knowing you are angry so you don't speak in a way that harms, knowing you are craving so you don't rush to grab, knowing you are sad so you don't drown yourself in it. Doing good is also a way to purify the mind, helping someone, speaking kindly, offering support, not to be praised, but so the heart becomes less rough, less sharp. The Buddha taught that we practice meditation and every method that calms the mind not to become special, but so the mind can become peaceful. Because when the mind is peaceful, wisdom finally has space to grow. Prajna is wisdom. And in Buddhism, wisdom isn't simply having a lot of knowledge. Wisdom is the ability to see the true nature of life, impermanence, change, and the fact that nothing can be held forever. To cultivate wisdom, the Buddha offered a practical progression: listening to the teachings, reflecting wisely, and practicing until you see for yourself. You listen, but you don't swallow it blindly. You reflect, but you don't argue just to win. You practice so the truth becomes your own experience. This is why the first two trainings matter so much. Ethical conduct reduces regret and inner conflict. Stillness reduces scatteredness and agitation. When the mind isn't constantly torn apart by regret and distraction, wisdom can rise. Walk for Peace points to the same truth. If you walk long enough, you discover something simple. Life doesn't become perfect just because you keep moving. But step by step, you can become more awake, lighter, kinder, clearer. Wisdom isn't a light switch that suddenly turns on. Wisdom is more like sunrise, born from patience through many dark moments. So, do all Buddhists meditate? If meditation only means sitting with eyes closed, the answer may be no. But if meditation means a way of living that returns to the present, knows how to pause at the right time, knows how to walk slowly enough not to harm yourself or others, then we can say this: anyone practicing virtue, cultivating stillness, and moving toward wisdom is practicing meditation. And do you need meditation to be a Buddhist? You don't have to begin with something big. You can begin with the smallest thing: a truthful word, a kind action, one moment of not doing what you would later regret. From there, day by day, a little more stillness, a little more light, a little more understanding. That is the path. Those who practice these 3 trainings don't need to announce, "I'm a Buddhist." They are already walking the Buddha's way. I hope today helped you understand this a little more clearly. See you in the next video. May you be well, and may your steps be peaceful. Namo Buddhaya.